Well, thanks for tuning into this week's episode. This week we're at the stunning township of Kalbarri in WA. We venture into the Kalbarri National Park and check out some of the most epic gorges we have ever seen. And the boys, they get to feed some of the locals. Alright babe, all set up now. We're here at Kalbarri. We're at the Tasman Holiday Park, I think it is.
Yep, Tasman Holiday Park.
This one is like pretty well on the water. The only thing is between us and the water is a road. And we've got it's called a beachfront site,
view, yeah.
beach view site. The only problem is we've got cars that keep going along.
And no fence.
And there's no fence as well, so it's a bit weird. So anyone can sort of just walk through our site, which I'm not a huge fan of. But
leave much stuff out.
The view is spectacular. Like, it's sensational. You can see all the reef, all the inlet, the boats and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really good. And apparently over there, across from us in the morning, 8:45, they do pelican feeding. So we probably might do that tomorrow morning and
that'd be cool.
Check that out. But today, I think we're going to go do the Skywalk. So we're going to the National Park and Natural Bridge, and also the
Red Block?
no, what's it called? The Nature's Window.
Oh, Nature's Window. Yeah,
Nature's Window. So we'll go and see that. But anyway, I've got some lunch to eat, and we're going to get in the car and then check these out. So we've just gone through the Kalbarri National Park entry, and just to let you know, you can't bring any trailers or caravans. However, they do have a spot just past the entry where you can actually park it, unhitch, and then you can sort of drive in, or alternatively you can just leave it in town.
We're just about to do the Z-Bend River Trail. It's 2.6 kilometers return.
Alright, so as Lockie said, we're doing the Z-Bend 2.6 kilometre walk. There is also a 1.2 kilometre walk that you can do. However, that one apparently just takes you up to a lookout, whereas this one actually takes you into the gorge. I did actually notice just back there's actually a 6 kilometre loop as well. So it's about 2 o'clock.
4-way trail, I think.
4-way trail, yeah. So it's about 2 p.m. now, and the trek is going to take us about 2 hours return, they reckon. I always find they're a little bit over exaggerated.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep walking and see what it looks like. Also, the flies are a little bit friendly. We probably should have bought our fly nets because they're
they're trying to enter every hole.
Enter every hole, that's right. Yeah, we can do that.
So we've just come around the corner, and this is something else. Mind-blowingly beautiful. I have never seen anything like it.
Look at that.
Wow. That is insane. Holy moly. So I was just telling the boys that this has taken millions of years from wind and water to erode it down to what it is, whittle it down.
400 million?
Some of the, they've dated some of the sandstone, it is sandstone, to be over 400 million years old. But the length of the gorge itself is 80 kilometres long. And I was reading the brochure, when we go out to the Skywalk, you're about 100 metres above ground level over there. Doesn't look as high here. Stunning though, and they call it like cake layers, that you can see all the different layers in the sandstone of the red and white stripe. It's pretty gorgeous. I've never seen anything like it.
Awesome. How's the flies, boys?
Not good. They're very friendly.
Alright, so this 2.6 kilometre loop is actually a class 4 trail, which means there's no formed sort of track, and there's lots of sort of rocks and stuff that you need to sort of step over. So a good pair of hiking shoes is definitely needed, or some good joggers.
Ladder section.
Oh yeah, wow, that's cool.
That's cool. Go after you, man.
You go after me and we go down
face down.
backwards. Okay. Goes into the
Down.
steps.
Yeah.
And I'll wait for you at the bottom.
Okay.
Just wait, Ollie. Wait for Lachlan.
Now I can.
Another ladder we've got here.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Check out that up there, like the layers here on the
that
ledge.
is cool.
Very cool. Shows you all the different like layers of sediment over time.
You might even see fossils.
Oh wow, okay. Keep your eye out.
Yeah, keep your eye out.
I tell you what, it's so much cooler down here in the shadows than it is up there with the sun. It's actually pretty warm, like it's only like 30 degrees, but it feels a lot hotter than that, eh, son?
Up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty warm.
Down here it's like, I don't know, 23, 24? Much nicer. And the flies are getting less, like there's still lots around, but they're getting less and less.
Yes.
Bit of a tricky section here. Just looking to see what we've got to do. Looks like we've got to climb up that rock there. Okay. Alright. Stay on your bumbers, boys.
I don't think I need to go up the ladder.
Just be careful. Whoa.
I don't have to go up the ladder.
Hello from up here.
Woo! Hey, go, guys.
So it does say this is where it ends, but I can see another marker down there near the water. So
Yeah, we'll go down and check out the water, I
yeah,
reckon.
we'll carefully navigate down and we'll check out what the water's like down there.
So just at the top there, that's where the first lookout is of the Z-band. But when you do that 2.6 kilometre walk, you come down all the way down here to the gorge. Absolutely stunning.
This is amazing, magnificent.
Stunning, isn't it?
To see all the layers, it's like I don't know, what are those fancy layered French cakes or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
But then turn around, look behind you, and look at how far up it goes.
Yeah. And I think some of these rocks here would have been up there at one point and dropped.
It's the sound of the game.
Oh,
What it
yeah.
echoes.
Yeah. And no one would have heard.
No.
Oh, Mum,
Oh, well, we're going to stop for a drink and a bite to eat.
So just down in the water here, there's actually some, looks like some freshwater fish. I was just chucking a couple of little crumbs in for them, and they're eating it. You can see them splashing around. It's pretty cool. It's actually some decent sort of size ones, like, when I say decent, they're 4 inches or so.
Oh, that one took off a massive chunk under the ledge there. Well, that was amazing. Highly recommend it. The lookout, whilst it's amazing, I think you've got to get
definitely
down, you know, if you're able, physically able to come down, you've got to go down to the bottom of the gorge here. Because this is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yeah. No, it's definitely amazing. The hardest part about the walk is going back up these. You can see the elevation goes up pretty fast.
Alright, so we've arrived here at Nature's Window. This is a little short walk, this one, class 3, it's a kilometre return back here to the car park. And we hope to make it over to Skywalk before sun sets.
So the sign back there said no drones. What does that mean to you? Because it also then said do not fly over people and objects and
Stay
then-
clear of nature and wildlife.
yeah. So does that mean that you can't fly or you can fly? Because it's sort of
It's a bit conflicting.
I feel it's a bit conflicting, isn't it?
I feel like, to me, I'm interpreting it as you can fly, but please stay away from people and take all
sensible.
safety precautions.
Yep.
That's how I read it.
Yep. That's how I read it too. But just in the off chance that it's no drones, I'm not going to get it up because I don't want to do the wrong thing. So
Not unless we can come across a ranger or someone
Yeah.
who can ask them.
yeah, we might.
Clarification.
Yeah. How amazing would this be to actually see this full of water? Like, that would be incredible. Hey,
I think it'd be pretty noisy.
oh, it'd be really noisy.
Yeah, if
But you
there's
think,
that
look at
much
the
water.
volume of water that this place would hold. Like this creek bend. Huge.
What do you think, boys? Pretty impressive, hey?
You probably shouldn't down to the bottom. The water would probably be up to here.
At one stage, it
At
would have
one
been
stage, it
millions
would
of
have
years
been,
ago,
yeah.
it would have been.
What do you think of nature's window, babe?
That was spectacular.
It was awesome, wasn't it?
You do feel like if it's a bit busy, you do feel obliged to
rushed
make it
as
quick.
well, yeah.
Make it a rushed visit. It
Yep.
would be nice to be able to sit there for,
A
you know,
bit
10,
and sort of take it in, eh?
yeah, sort of exactly, take it in, absorb it. But we were in there for maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes if that, and then, yeah.
Then you got to get out and let someone else have a photo.
But we did get the obligatory photo of hanging from the cliff, and it looks like there's nothing underneath here. So I'll drop a couple of pictures in
Yeah.
below.
Well, you and the boys did.
And then, yeah, sorry I didn't want to, but I reckon that looks pretty cool. But anyway, on to Skywalk. All right, last stop for the day, the Kalbarri Skywalk. It's only a very short little trip from the car park
Yeah.
down onto the big platform that will extend out. And I can't wait to check out the view, eh?
Yeah, it's going to be cantilevered over the edge of the gorge.
The people around
See over there? That's where we're going to walk. Out over there. You scared? You gonna be scared?
the world. No!
Alright, let's go.
I feel like there's gonna be glass under.
Glass.
Yeah, thick glass.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, ready, Lockie? Look below you.
I don't want to be on this stuff.
Drop anything from your pockets.
And don't drop money.
Well, I think that's why they do it. Check out that. So down the bottom here, there's a bunch of hats that people have lost. Must be when it was been windy. They've lost them all the way down the bottom.
Picnic? Or a nice glass of wine? Sunset? We didn't think that through, did we?
No.
Dinner and sunset would be amazing. That's a groovy lounge lizard. I don't know if that's a statue or if he's real. I think it's a statue. It's a statue. That had me. Oh, look, there's another one. I thought it was real and I was trying to sneak up on it, and then we realised it was actually a statue. Statue, bro. Come on.
How beautiful is Skywalk?
It's amazing. Stunning. Like, you know, you hear everyone rave about it, but wow, seeing it in person is another thing. Videos, photos do not do it justice.
No, it's like, it's awesome. Like, so there's actually two Skywalks. There's Skywalk 1, which we're on now, which comes out 25 metres, and Skywalk 2 cantilevers 17 metres. And they've got a little board over there that tells you about the construction or whatever. But it was only built finished in 2020, so.
Oh, COVID strikes.
Yeah, and there looks like a little shop here or something here, cafe or something.
And like a kiosk, and there are several lots of toilets
as well,
and
yeah.
heaps of parking. So
Yeah,
whether
stacks of
you've got the
parking.
caravan hooked up or not, you
won't be able to.
Oh no, you could leave it
No,
at the
you
front.
got to leave it. But you can bring your motorhome in or
Yeah,
whatever.
motorhome in, yeah.
So, but yeah, stacks of parking and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we are here at sunset, and I am really bummed that I wasn't more organised.
Check this out. Oh, I don't know if you can really see it. It's
Just
just going down now. But it's
But had
stunning.
I been more organised, I could have brought some kind of snacks or dinner with us and a
Wine, cheese.
wine or alcohol.
That would have been good.
Would have been amazing. But guys, we are so lucky to be here, and if you can get yourselves out here, you have to come see
Yep.
it. This is my favourite national park so far.
So far, it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So, driving out of the Kalbarri National Park tonight, it's been a little bit eventful. We have braked and missed a kangaroo, a near miss, and then just out of nowhere, 2 goats ran across in front of us on the road. Didn't they, Adam? That was really weird to just see goats, and then we thought, well, where there's a couple, there's normally more, but so far so good. We haven't made it back to camp yet, but we'll keep you posted to see if there's any more wildlife. So update, we're nearly back at camp and we've had a near miss with a bird and a rabbit just run across the road in front of us. I mean, it's to be expected when you're in a national park, but it just goes to show you travelling at those dawn and dusk times is really when all of nature's out and about. Good morning everyone, day 2 from Kalbarri, and right across the road from us, we're about to head across and feed the pelicans. Now they do this every day at 8:45. It's going to be pretty cool, can't wait, and we'll take you over there.
It's quite the gathering, isn't it?
The
There
crowd
must be
has
about
gathered.
40 people here or something.
Oh, easy at least. And I've seen, like, because we're camped right on the foreshore there, people have actually driven down and parked in the car park.
But they were here like half an hour ago.
Yeah.
Doesn't start for another 15 minutes.
Oh, they're up. The pelicans are there.
Good boy.
Taking a bow.
In the early 70s, a lovely bloke called Cliff Ross used to live across the road. It was a pretty cool museum back then called Fantasyland. It's now the Pelican Cafe. Cliff used to be a keen fisherman. Every morning he'd come over here, feed the pelicans his heads and frames from the tailor he caught the night before. No. Good boy. Be patient. Wiggle it around until it goes down head first. Good girl. Come on. You want one?
Come on,
Okay,
Ollie.
let's throw it. Here, buddy.
Here, Ollie. Throw it.
I let one of the females.
Oh, good throw. Lucky it's picked.
You were too close. I've got more.
Watch him.
Lucky you had your glove on.
Yeah.
At least you didn't bite me.
We did, but you got your glove on.
I know.
Well, it's after the pelican feeding, and we had plans to go check out Red Bluff and a few other places, Rainbow Valley, but the weather has taken a turn. It is raining. It's not all rainbows and butterflies when you're travelling full time, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. We'll have to work out some other kind of arrangement and plans. The rain has stopped and there is no Adam. Now Adam has done a mad dash back to Geraldton to see if he can't get us a cheap fridge, maybe from like Full Drive Supercentre or something. We have had nothing but drama with our fridge in the caravan, 12 volt, 240 volt. We have put an extra fan in, we've put vents in, we've replaced the thermosil or thermostat thing in there. We've defrosted the freezer, we've defrosted the fridge, we've defrosted them both together for 6 hours. We've just done a 24-hour defrost and just doesn't want to play ball. Now the freezer gets to like minus 31 degrees and the fridge doesn't get really any colder than 8, and that's on a really good day. So with us hitting up to Exmouth and hitting the Ningaloo for 30 odd days, plus the Gibb River Road, we'll be doing that for a month as well, 3-ish weeks. We can't really be without a functioning fridge, especially when we're not going to be able to get food easily. So made the unfortunate decision to drive back to Geraldton, 2 hours back that way and then 2 hours back. So it's a 4-hour trip today, and it's just me and the boys hanging out in the van. At least we haven't wasted a good weather day in doing this, so Could be better, could be worse, but fingers crossed Adam has success in securing a fridge.
Alright, so I'm on a solo mission today. We've got some pretty crappy weather here in Kalbarri, and our fridge has stopped working. The fridge compartment is not getting cold, it's only getting down to about sort of 10 degrees. The freezer is operating really well, and I've been on the phone to Dometic this morning, and we've determined that we reckon it's low on refrigerant. So we've tried to book into a Dometic service centre up in Carnarvon, and they're not committing to anything at the moment. They are obviously a small business and they have a lot of local sort of customers, and they can't commit to actually repairing this fridge. So, which means that if they can't repair it, we're on the Ningaloo for the next month after that, and then we've still got another sort of 3 weeks after that month where we're sort of making our way up to Broome. So potentially we'd be without a fridge for 7 to 8 weeks, and I can't have that. Especially with the temperatures starting to get up into the sort of low 30s. Now, so I've made the executive decision to drive all the way back down to Geraldton, because there's no other shops that are closer, where I'll pick up another portable fridge. So we'll go into BCF or Kings or Super Cheap or something like that, and we'll see if we can get a fairly cheap sort of fridge, and then and hopefully then that'll do. It's not the ideal situation, but you've got to do these things, I suppose, when you're sort of on the road and you've got no other choice. But we've still got the fridge in the car here, but that's only 70 litres, and it's just not enough to operate out of, especially when you're a family of 4. If it was just me and Sarah, I reckon we could probably do it. But anyway, got about 150 k's to go, and then I'll get down to Geraldton, and then I've got another 150 k's obviously back. So anyway, these are the things you got to do. Alright, so I've made it back from Geraldton, and we've finally picked up a fridge. So I ended up going to BCF Super Cheap Auto, and finally I actually ended up at the 4Drive Super Centre in Geraldton. So I looked for the cheapest fridge I could find, because we sort of only need something to get us through until we get this paperweight fixed. So we ended up with a King's fridge. It's a 60 litre fridge. I paid $230 for it. So, you know, I can't go wrong for 200. Well, I don't know if I can go wrong for $230, but at the moment, I don't think I can go wrong for $230. It's only going to last us about a month or two. So other than that, we'll see how it goes. But this is the fridge here, 60 litre fridge, just a single zone fridge. But $230, like the next best thing I could probably find was at Super Cheap. It was $500. So, you know, saved myself a little bit of money. And you know what? Once I'm finished with it, I'll just stick it on Gumtree and sell it for $100, and the whole thing's only cost me $130. So, anyway, we'll see how it goes until this one gets fixed. Well, we hope you enjoyed part 1 of our Kalbarri adventure. Stay tuned for next week's episode, where we bring you more of Kalbarri, where we hit the water in search of the famous Kalbarri rock lobsters.